What's up everybody, so today I'm going to be doing these retro Drake type beats. Heygwuapo, who is an underground rapper, recently hopped on one of those beats and it honestly turned out insane.
Ooh, oh yeah, you ain't never been a little wrong. Baby, I got better things.
So it seems like these types of beats are going back in style and I'm going to be showing you how to make this. Now, I'm also going to be using mainly Xenology for this, because that's like the most used plugin for these types of beats. So anyways, subscribe if you end up enjoying, and let's begin. Now, once we load up Xenology, we are going to want to choose some sort of string and kind of lay out the chord progression. For this, I'm going to choose this preset, which is hybrid strings 15. I'm gonna start, I think G minor, something like this. Alright, so this is the chord progression I cooked up. It's pretty simple. It is a very common chord progression in these types of loops, so I'm just going to play it for you. Now, while we're at that, I'm also going to lower the BPM to around 136. Now, you can use anywhere from around like 130 to 150. This is like the range, the BPM range, where all of these beats kind of fall in. Now for the second Xenology, I'm gonna wanna use more of like a bell preset to add some sort of texture. With that, we wanna pick a bell that has a more pronounced high end, like kind of this bell, which is like very, I don't know, it has those frequencies around 10,000 hertz. It's kind of crisp, if I can explain it in that sort of way. For a little more texture, I'm just going to place a delay on it with a ping pong effect, slightly lower the level, and I'm just gonna spam like a couple of notes. It's gonna be kind of random, but hopefully it sounds good. Then I'm going to get some sort of piano with, again, a very pronounced high end, something like this. I'm going to play a catchy like melody which lasts for a short time. I'm gonna place a delay on the piano as well, but this time it is gonna be a bit slower. Now for our fourth Xenology, this is going to be the bass. I'm just going to go over to the synth basses. And then there is this subsection with so basses, which sounds insanely good for these types of beats. Usually you would want to use like a very spacey, brass, even kind of bass, something like this. Right, this is in the higher octaves, but once we bring it to like 2 octaves, 3 octaves down, it's gonna sound something like this. Of course, you want that very like wide brace types of sound. Place the root notes. I chose this bass in the end because it fits a little bit better. Now, for the next thing, I also want to add some more texture, but first of all, I'm going to add some sort of lead. The lead, I'm going to place it into the 4th track where we already have the delay with the slower timing. The This is going to be our lead, but for the next thing, as I said, I want to add some more textures, and for this I'm going to use some sort of vocal sample, not a vocal sample, but a vox. We also wanted to have this sort of like synthy vibe, but not exactly be a synth, something like this. I think it adds a nice texture. You cannot really hear it, but for the next thing, I want to add like a background lead. Usually for these, I choose the types of leads that go onto the 5th chord like this. And I just make them kind of quiet. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with this one. This is like P5 soundtrack. I'm not sure how I find this, but a very nice synth, really nice melody that we've got over there. So I'm just going to go over here and split it. As you can see, we use the analogy on all 7 of the tracks. Okay, now time for the drums. For the drums, I very often use this kit from Prod by Zero. This is supposed to be a swapper type kit, but it has a lot of the sounds that I would be looking for if I'm making these types of beat. I'm gonna be using this open hat over here, and I'm just going to let it go on every bar, and let me just turn off the loop points. A nice bounce, and I just need a complementary snare. I'm gonna use this kick. It usually clips really well, and talking about clipping, we always have to remember to add our soft clipper, not the fuzz distortion, but the soft clipper. Because usually with these beats, the kick has to clip like just a little, right? It has to be just the right amount. I usually would also like side chain it with the bass. It's something that a lot of people do. Bass and the kick working on a side chain. Let me see how this all ties up together. Sounds nice, but after like the 4th bar, we have to add some sort of hi-hat. I think I'm gonna place all of this right over here, and the beginning is gonna sound something like this. I'm just going to split the channel with the drums. Now for this second part, I can notice that the bass is a little weak, so I'm just going to go ahead, copy this channel over, and I'm going to choose another bass that is possibly a bit stronger, you know, has a little bit more of those like bassy frequencies. Now, hearing all of this together, I actually want to add some sort of strings that sound more synthy. I think this will do it. And so this will be it. I'm just going to make the arrangement, which is usually pretty simple. Like it's hook, verse, or another hook, and then like an outro.